You know, there has been a debate going around determining whether CGI is good for the movie industry or bad for the movie industry. I say it goes both ways. While it did give us some groundbreaking films such as Avatar, it managed to make Henry Cavill's face look like this. Get that off the screen. But before CGI came into the picture, no pun intended, there was another form of animation that sort of became a lost art throughout the years. I am of course referring to stop motion animation. Ah yes, from the dawn of time with King Kong to the new age animation of Leica Studios, stop motion animation has become less and less popular as time went on. But even with stop motion animation declining from the limelight, you can't deny that it made such a huge impact on the movie industry. And today we're going to be talking about a stop motion animator who's kinda unknown throughout the movie industry. I'm of course talking about Mike Jetlove. Never heard of him? Well, neither did I. But fortunately enough, I recently heard about Mike Jetlove, thanks to this guy right here, and instantly fell in love with his work. And because that certain individual has a birthday coming up, I decided to take a look at a movie that he has been requesting to me for some time. And what movie may that be? Well, his all-time favorite movie, The Wizard of Speed and Time. Originally conceived as a science fiction trilogy, The Wizard of Speed and Time was rewritten into a short film that gained a lot of outstanding praise by most film festivals and science fiction conventions. So it comes as no surprise that a feature film will be made based on the award-winning short. But instead of adapting the short into a feature-length film, Jetlove decided to take a different approach to making the movie. A satirical take on the behind-the-scenes drama based on the short itself. While the movie fell into obscurity, so much so that it still hasn't had a Blu-ray or DVD release, it managed to gain a cult following, along with many fans petitioning that this movie should be released under the Shout Factory name. And we all know that Shout Factory is notorious for putting anything on a DVD or Blu-ray, and I do mean anything.
Concentrate on what you do. Back or down, it's up to you.
Yeah. That actually got a Blu-ray release under the Shout Factory umbrella. Let that sink in. But with all the hype and fanfare that this film received, what did I personally think of the movie? Okay, look. As much as I didn't enjoy this movie as much as everyone else has, I can see why others enjoy it more than me. First off, let me get the positives right out of the way. From a technical standpoint, this is pretty impressive, and considering that this is all done in someone's garage, it makes it all the more impressive. Seriously, look at this stop motion animation. This is definitely a labor of love, and it clearly shows. Also, the behind the scenes stuff is pretty interesting to look back on and wonder what life would have been like if we didn't have all those fancy editing softwares that we have today. Imagine how hard it would be if you had to composite all of these shots the same way that he is doing it. We really have it made now, do we? As far as the satire on the movie industry goes, it's very hit and miss to say the least. While there are some funny moments like how much red tape there is when it comes to the film union, most of the gags seem to be very heavy-handed with its commentary.
Attention all ground units, filmmakers without permits!
I know it's supposed to be satire and not to be taken seriously, but there's a moment where you have to take a step back and try to add some subtlety to your commentary. The best example that comes to mind is UHF. Sure, it has a satirical take on what local television stations were doing at the time, but it's not as forceful with its commentary, and you can still pick up on what they are satirizing.
Lesbian Nazi hookers abducted by UFOs and forced into weight loss programs. All this week on Town Talk.
If that doesn't sum up every episode of Jerry Springer, then I don't know what does. And that's basically the biggest issue I have with this movie. It's way too much on the nose with its commentary. That and there are some side characters that can get really annoying.
Oh, well, make it color then.
What's taking so long?
It
It's my first job. I'm kind of nervous. They're paying me a lot of money.
Shut up!
Ladies out there
Shut up! Shut up!
Thank you. The story, despite all the aforementioned forced commentary I was complaining about earlier, has a pretty good story structure that seems to be bogged down by a few filler moments here and there. Without giving too much away, the story revolves around a couple of movie executives who hire Mike Jetlove to make a short film for their TV show on special effects. While the producer of the television special doesn't have any faith in Mike Jetlove, the director sees something special about Mike that nobody else seems to get. So much so that he makes a bet with the producer that if Mike Jetlove fails to complete a short in time, the producer will win the bet of 25 grand. So as you might expect, the producer goes out of his way to sabotage Jetlove's efforts, but Mike always finds a way around it. He even goes as far as to hire a couple of Cheech and Chong knockoffs to impersonate as cops to stop the film from being made. And it's at this point where the plot just goes all over the place. While the two bumbling actors do get a funny line here and there,
Hey, like, I think it's illegal, you know, to, like, impregnate an officer, eh?
Not in the movies.
they're kind of pointless to the plot and are only there to raise the stakes of the bet that is going on. However, it is kind of funny seeing the ending chase scene with the two characters chasing Mike into a set of a cop movie, only for the real cops to show up and arrest them. Admittedly, that got a chuckle out of me. And of course, the ending is about as cookie cutter as an underdog story can get. The villain gets his comeuppance, the hero wins at the end, and everyone lives happily ever after. This movie really is an acquired taste in every sense of the word. The best way to describe this movie is like a fish pizza. Even though you claim that it's the chef's special, most people would much rather stick with a regular cheese pizza instead. And it's frustrating because I really wanted to like this movie. It's just that I have my own problems with it. From the in-your-face commentary to the annoying side characters, all the way to the confusing tone shift between the serious moments and something out of Pee Wee Herman's mind. Though if Pee Wee Herman did have the bike security that Mike Jetlove had, then his bike wouldn't get stolen and Pee-wee's Big Adventure. However, despite my grievances towards the movie, I would definitely have to recommend it to inspiring filmmakers to at least watch this once. Not only will you appreciate the stop-motion animation bits like I have, but this can also be viewed as a lesson/warning about the movie industry as a whole. It may not be my cup of tea, but I can see why people would like it. Give it a watch and draw your own conclusion. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Anyway guys, thank you all for watching, and if you'll excuse me, I have something for the birthday boy. For he's a jolly good wizard, for he's a jolly good wizard, for he's a jolly good wizard of somewhere in speed and time. He makes videos online, so good that you can't deny. For he's a jolly good wizard, for he's a jolly good wizard, for he's a jolly good wizard of somewhere in speed and time. Happy birthday, James!
Happy birthday to you, merry birthday to you. May all your good dreams and fine wishes come true. May every day bring you its own special cheer, the gift of our friendship and for